Yes, hello and welcome. Good morning, my dears. I greet you, be blessed. Today I am doing a special broadcast sitting in my garden, and it's about the 8th, April, the widely celebrated date that is often quoted and holds great significance in various contexts. Numerous reports, abundant information, and above all, many individuals who are gripped by fear and panic. Topic CERN, NASA, darkness. But that is the point. The objective is always to generate chaos naturally. Do not listen to these news. We received a visit from a powerful Elohim who communicated with us. And what about the 8th of April said, I want to tell you now, here and today. It'll be thrilling. I'm extremely thrilled. Now it begins. April solar eclipse. Actually, it started much earlier. Our information is that already on the 4th. April, also the day before yesterday, the energies have increased strongly. Strongly. So if people now feel strong emotions, things come up, want to be transmuted, then that is naturally also connected to this 8th, April together. People often think those who are solely in the logos, solely in the mind, well, a solar eclipse is an eclipse. The moon moves in front of it and that's the end. But it's not that simple. I mean, they tell us that the sun is 400 times further away than the moon, and that's why it appears the same size in the sky. This is not all a coincidence, my dears. It is no coincidence that they have the exact same size in the sky. You know, you've watched my moon video, that the moon is not what we are informed about, that it has a completely different task. We will also address that right away. The sun, my dear, is simply the ruler of all rulers. The sun, I have taken some notes to ensure that I don't forget anything I have written down. The sun is currently communicating as part of the orchestrated collective mass ascension, communicating with all the other suns in the vast expanse of the universe. Also with Inner Earth Sun, topic Juliana Conforto, Sun Child, very interesting book. And is additionally an age-old symbol in the shape of the black sun, dating back to ancient times. In the presence of the sun, the energy of God is stored. What occurs at this moment when a solar eclipse takes place and the moon moves in front of it? You can visualize it as a person sitting in meditation, taking a deep breath. The moon moves in front of the person, collecting solar energy. Then, the moon moves away, and the sun imparts an impulse to the person. This visualization depicts the person harnessing the energy of the moon and receiving a powerful boost from the sun's energy. It is a breath out, one could say. Insert it in, extract it out. Resetting computer. About DNA, consciousness, we'll get to that right away. But let's first talk about the basics before we get to the message of the Mighty Elohim who had visited us. And that was the day preceding the day before yesterday. You all are aware, I have been preaching this for a number of years, darkness is completely incapable of creating anything. She is not a creator. It springs from the one and all primal force, like everything, light and shadow. However, the darkness requires our presence. She requires the presence of the people, and that is the reason why they depend on manipulation. You depend on maintaining a state of fear within us. And that is why it is very important to get out of the fear. Many contributions presently exist that do precisely the opposite. They desire to drag us towards the dark side. Kindly do not allow this to occur to you. Their main goal is to hinder the collective and individual elevation of our consciousness, both on a collective level and on an individual level. Your intention is to make use of and convert the energy that belongs to us, altering its form or nature in the process. That is precisely the objective that we, as individuals, can personally strive towards in order to prevent. You are powerful, do you see? You are powerful. I mean, honestly, it's no coincidence that NASA is now launching 3 rockets, that CERN is being turned on the 8th, April. Why do individuals do that? There are already 100 posts. You know it yourself. These rocket stories are called Apep, which is the god of chaos in Egyptian. There is a reason for everything they do. In principle, it is always about their desire to prevent the collective ascent of the Earth and the cosmos by any and all means at their disposal. But they can't do that. However, they do it. Why do they do it? It's fairly easy. Even with good people, with very good people, it is often the case that we cannot let go of old behavior patterns or old things. We enjoy taking notes, and darkness naturally enjoys holding on to darkness, and she declines to go back into the light. That would be her death, her existential death, the darkness that engulfs her. That is why darkness also requires instruments, because it does not have the power, the creative power, like CERN, for example, like NASA, and many other things, so that we can be manipulated. Keep in mind, light is boundless. Darkness, however, has a definitive end. Light represents order. God symbolizes order. Darkness signifies chaos. Just like this statue of Shiva stands in front of CERN. I wouldn't call her the goddess of destruction now, but rather the goddess of transformation, of renewal. But which renewal? That is, of course, the question. They simply want to go through their scenarios of the end-time apocalypse and explore all possibilities. But you can't do it. You want to establish darkness on Earth. You want to use the darkness of these 4 minutes to establish darkness on Earth. You have a desire to create a gate to allow demons to come to Earth because hell is already frozen, preventing the collective ascension that is necessary for your goals and objectives to be realized in their entirety. But Looking Glass has shown that I have already interviewed Frank Jacob. The timelines are now merging with Dr. Monica Hissler-Passner. We know that the timelines merge into one and that the end is already predetermined. You know that you have lost, but still you have to hold on to your old patterns. Perhaps there is still hope for you to turn the tide into darkness. However, I do not perceive that. This is additionally confirmed by the embassy of the Elohim and our personal channelings. Do you know, some people want to repeat the 9B class on Earth. They don't want to go in 5D. Everything may be good and beautiful. It is a coherent individual decision of each person, because free will given to us is inviolable for a human being. Don't try to do it in a way that drags others into the abyss. This is the crucial point. You can repeat your school classes in whatever parallel universe or on whatever planet you want, but not here anymore! Exclamation mark. They naturally refuse to go back into the light because ultimately they also come from the light, and in the end, darkness also wants to return to the light. That is precisely it. We currently have an amazing support. We have the support of the Galactic Federation and the Anunnaki. We are supported by the esteemed High Kami Council of Light. We have unwavering support from all quarters. These messages consistently reach us repeatedly. As a result, I am extremely relaxed and unconcerned about it. And that is precisely the course of action we should take in the upcoming days. Relax. Stay in a relaxed state of mind. But very, very important, I reiterate it once more as Zarathustra stated. Positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions. Highly, highly significant. Energy follows attention. And right now, when darkness wants to establish itself, to go into darkness, into fears, into negative emotions, would feed it. Okay? We don't feed them. We're powerful. We're strong. If we don't do it, nothing can happen to us. N-A-N-A-N-A. That is crucial. We have the power. You have the power. I have the power. Because we are creative individuals, and they require our energy. That is the main idea. However, they have the ability to acquire those items only if they succeed in bringing us down to their level of resonance. Let us simply refrain from allowing it to happen to us. It is a very easy task. We must not lower ourselves to their level. You know, where there is light, darkness has no place. The ancient Babylonians already knew that. In ancient Babylon, people, the Tower of Babel, completely misrepresented, did not want to make themselves equal to God, contrary to popular belief. God worked through them because they could communicate telepathically. Everything they set out to do, they could turn into matter. You were creators. And that was devoted to the god of jealousy, the bloodthirsty, power-hungry war god Yahweh, who is also wrongly titled, because Yahweh is actually not characterized by negativity in any way. In fact, it was Enlil. That is the reason why the construction of the Tower of Babel was halted or ceased. The individuals became divided, and the languages were scattered. This division was initiated by the dark side, not by the side that is good. We are consistently faced with distorted facts. I have made numerous video contributions to that, a large number of them. You can take a look at it. Also, we know that the Anunnaki have bestowed emotions upon us, so let's utilize them. It is simply the way it is. We are hybrids. We are a mixture of many different races that have come to Earth at some point, seen in the flesh, from different entities. But that doesn't mean anything negative. Yes, we were subject to genetic experiments, but one thing we have, and that was bestowed upon us, is the divine creator function, and not everyone has that. And that is the reason why humanity is so central and important, not just in this solar system, but also in this cosmic constellation. Will we grasp our significance, our size, our power, this once more, and be conscious of it? That is exactly why the duality exists here, because that should be prevented on the other side. If we were not so important, if each and every one of you were not so important, the darkness would not have an effect here. It would not care at all. Also keep in mind, we are the ones who create. We are the ones who illuminate. So, now we come to the message. 2 nights ago, we were at home, and I received another message from a good friend of mine that currently I am writing a book about someone very important biblically and correcting the story by giving him a new soul and bringing in new truth. As a result, not only the protagonists sit in me, with me, next to me, but also a powerful Elohim who whispers in my ears and guides me, and he achieves great success. I do not always listen, but my intuition expresses it through the art of intuitive writing skillfully and effortlessly. So it is written by me. I actually don't write myself. In any case, he was also very present that evening. I got goosebumps all over my body. I knew someone was there, whistling specifically in the right ear, very high pitch. And my significant other, who is my spouse, also noticed him immediately, without any delay or hesitation, and we were able to communicate with him. That was very, very exciting. He has passed on to us some or many private messages, which are not relevant here now. However, there were a couple of things that might be worth mentioning, because it is currently about this particular moment in time. It is approximately the 8th of April. Therefore, the message or question that we sent was, why specifically over North America? We would like to know the reason behind this choice. What is the reason for this slant from bottom left to top right, the darkening and the total solar eclipse happening in North America? Why not choose a different location? The explanation provided was that it holds significant geological importance and cannot be overlooked. Evidently, various phenomena will be set in motion within the Earth, deep within its interior, where intriguing processes are believed to occur. There must exist sizable crystals within the Earth, situated in deep depths, that undergo reactivation and subsequently emit a tremendous amount of positive energy. Think of the book by Giuliano Conforto, who says that the Earth has a crystalline core. Consider the concept of the hollow earth theory proposed by Euler and numerous other renowned scientists. Even Newton mentioned it. There exist sizable crystals in the interior of the Earth that are currently being reactivated. Second message was, it's about our DNA. It's about our genetics, which is being expanded further towards 12-strand DNA. This is the third message. It provides an update on the partial reconnection of our neural networks and emphasizes that the reconnection is not yet complete. You have the ability to imagine it. Darkness comes, and then the sun comes again, bringing light and warmth. This is like when you briefly turn off your computer, press the reset button, do a cold start again, and restart your operating system. And it is observed in a similar manner in this context. We do not experience it at present, perhaps in the 3D realm, but individuals who are perceptive will undoubtedly detect these impacts, although they occur in a highly nuanced manner. In principle, it is a kind of reprogramming of our neural networks, raising consciousness, increasing consciousness towards 4 and 5D. That means what is happening now is something positive, my dears. There is no apocalypse and the 7 riders. You know, I believe the book of Revelation is an invented story from old other stories, many others. Let's contemplate Ragnarok and other similar events. This gospel has been devised with the intention of perpetuating a state of fear and apprehension among us. The origin of it can be traced back to the medieval scriptoriums, which were the writing rooms of the monks. It has deliberately been included in the Holy Scriptures. Why? Yes, to promote fear. Because religions also serve to exert control over us, to expand power and authority in society. Wars, killings, crucifixions, burnings, witch hunts, in the name of a God that does not exist as they imagine or preach. They believe in a God who does not exist as they imagine or preach. Increasing consciousness. Crystals in the inner earth that communicate with us are being reactivated. The DNA is currently being further modified. That is why the events happening now are like a puzzle piece. A significant puzzle piece of what we perceive as the collective rise in the current time period, or as this great collective ascent that we are witnessing. It is a component of it. Okay, highly significant. The following communication. I had made videos about the moon, 2 pieces. And it was also regarding the fact that the moon is not what it appears to be at first glance. And here came an incredibly interesting message, because he also plays a central role in the cosmic ascent now. It has been utilized for thousands of years as a control mechanism to maintain us in the dark. He was programmed to influence our hormones, to control our moods. Many can confirm that. I believe he'd be programmed to determine our age. After the flood, our maximum lifespan was reduced to 120 years, prior to 7, 8, 900. How do you accomplish that? Genetically, it is a potentiality. Another possibility about frequencies. And this satellite, which we have up there, is wonderfully suited for this non-natural celestial body. It's being reprogrammed. We'd received this message more, but it wasn't fixed yet. Now the message has actually arrived, indicating that codes are needed in order to proceed, and the moon, so we don't have to destroy it. So it was in this message, when I spoke in the last video, this Chani project, also a particle accelerator program and project in Africa, where this entity from a parallel reality spoke with scientists and said they had destroyed their own planet's moon. In order to completely eliminate and remove all the negative energies that are present in the surrounding environment. Probably we do not need that at all. It is sufficient if we currently obtain access, or not we, but those who have been selected obtain access. And these are indeed the Anunnaki. Many always say that the Anunnaki are the bad guys. No. When I come across an evil individual, not the entirety of humanity is evil. Here also, of course, there's good and evil, like Pleiadians. Duality exists too, okay? The good guys, the lightful workers, are currently reprogramming the light workers there, the ETs, the Anunnaki, the moon. This is a part of their job. However, you require codes. You get them in part. And now it gets interesting. The message from this Elohim, who was with us, said through my wife, there are many people on Earth who carry these codes within themselves. Different. Similar to a sort of Ark of the Covenant, you know what I mean? A sacred treasure of codes. They are unaware to some extent that they possess it internally. They are ancient souls. However, they are and will now be connected in a similar way to a ribbon to the moon, an energetic ribbon, and transmit these codes to the authorities who are responsible for handling them. This implies that these carriers of these codes are functioning with partial unconsciousness. They may seem like small individuals, but in reality, they are truly extraordinary heroes due to their unconscious actions or the essence of their being as a soul. The codes are currently being transferred. There was also a message indicating that this transfer primarily involves individuals who once served as moon pillar guardians in both Atlantis and Avalon. So any individual who possesses the knowledge that they have previously fulfilled the role of a guardian of the moon pillar could reasonably deduce that they are also individuals who carry and transmit these codes. And you, open yourselves up. Now once again hand over so that we may proceed forward. Be capable of reprogramming. Additionally, our DNA, which implies once more the telomeres most likely extend. We are becoming much older. Perhaps we can age like Scary Case suggests, reset once more to approximately 30, following the entire collective ascent. Perhaps it also occurs concurrently through this energy that we are able to revert to the initial condition of our telomeres, specifically that they undergo a slower rate of shortening. There was this project by the Russian scientist, which Dieter Broers has already talked about, where I believe 30,000 subjects were protected from the Earth's magnetic field. Also taken from Earth's magnetic field, none. The result? Almost everyone could telepathically communicate with each other, like in Babylon, and the expression of their genes had undergone changes. There were clear signs indicating that they were undergoing the process of getting older once again. That implies we also possess the scientific methodology for it, my dears. Is that clear? Unbelievable. To conclude, one last message. I recently said in my penultimate video that the crucifixion of Jesus, although it's actually not that important, he did survive anyway, but energetically speaking on the 7th. March was a significant month. The 7th of March was a notable day. It was on that day we received this important message. Now it was like this. There are no coincidences, and it is unbelievable what happened. There was a commentator on my videos who wrote, Hans-Peter, your video was fantastic, but the crucifixion date was the 7th. April, not the 7th. It's actually in March. Almost right, but not quite. Close, yet not entirely accurate. Now one could say close but no cigar, but it wasn't. This broke a seal, a release seal, this info. Thanks to this commentator, because you set something in motion with it. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because when the message came with 7, March actually came first 7, April. Now though, not many know the 7th. April, a day before the 8th, remember, before the solar eclipse, a special date for our family. An important date also in many incarnations. And then we thought, it can't be that this date appears again, and our mind has the 7th. April pushed away. Can't be. Yes, we have to convince ourselves of that, because that is the date for us, or one of our important dates in the year. And then came the 7th, April. Now it has been found out that on the 7th, April was planned, but was postponed to the 7th. March was planned and has been postponed to the 7th, April. So the 7th. April is right, thanks to the commentator. It was also the first information we received, but we didn't want to believe it. You see, the terrestrial is reaching for it again here. That's why I'm happy to correct myself now. 7. April. And this is a day before this famous solar eclipse. Consider it. Everything is interconnected. This implies that the energy of Christ also has a fundamental role in this solar eclipse event. Wow. I am of the opinion that it is awesome. I am of the opinion that it is truly awesome. Everything fits together again. In German, one would say like ass on a bucket. It is just wonderful, it is beautiful what is happening right now. And see it the same way. See it as light work, what is happening right now, as cosmic support, as a crutch, the 8th. April and the consequences of the 8th. April in our collective consciousness ascent. And never let yourselves be influenced by any other videos, because the spiritual scene is also heavily infiltrated. Don't be scared off. Don't let anyone talk you into anything. Stay in the light. Stay in love. Open your heart. Merely refrain from paying an excessive amount of attention to what is transpiring there. Simply ensure that you have a truly wonderful day that is brimming with an abundance of peace and joy. In this sense, be blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm excited for the upcoming days. Hope you are too. See you later.